welcome to my bad bank application, the bank that has absolutely no money and even less security. My bank has a landing page, an create account page, login, deposit, withdraw, and transaction, and each page is rendered differently depending on whether the customer or the user is logged in. I've achieved this by adding current user context over here. So on the create account page, my form has validation so that the name can only accept letters. It will not accept anything like numbers or symbols, but just letters. My email has to be set up with the traditional way, with the first section, the @ symbol, section, and then the .com or .something else. So this would also, like 2@2.2 would also count as a valid email format. The password will only work if there's at least 8 characters long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you can create. If the account already exists, like 2@2.2 does, it gives you this error and resets the form. So let's give this one a new one. Oh. Bob Smith. Oh, nope, there we are. bs@gmail.com. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So once they've got the account sort, they can go to create another account, or they can move to the navigate to the login page. The login page, if they enter the wrong email, well, it still has to be valid though. Something, and the password doesn't have to be 8 long here, because I figured the more validation on the password wouldn't really help. They get this enter a valid one. If they've forgotten it, they get bombarded with insults, so best remembering what you've created. Alright, and bs@gmail.com. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Now they've logged in, they have the choice to log out, or they can navigate to the deposit page. Deposit page has the input field in focus, meaning the user can start typing straight away and press enter, so they don't have to wait and click buttons. I just figured that was a little bit nicer for the user. They can't enter 0, it says the amount must be greater than 0. If they try to type in numbers with letters or symbols, it says please enter a valid number, and so negative numbers won't work either. Just numbers. The only exception is if someone wants to put a decimal point in, which it says is fine. I've also added it so that the display amount is formatted nicely, as is how much you're depositing. So depositing 4,566 successful, the new balance is there. The withdrawal is set up fairly similar, where it won't allow you to add 0. If you add letters, it doesn't like it, or negative numbers, just full numbers. It also has to be less than what they already have, so it has the insufficient funds warning if they try to take out too much. And again, it says the withdrawal amount of how much they're taking out and what their new balance is. This page caused me a fair bit of challenges I had to overcome. So I had the validation for almost all of them. If one would go off, they'd all go off. And the reason being, if the number was less than 0, it would also be an invalid number. And so I was getting multiple messages. I also had the insufficient funds come every time the balance was above 1,000. And that's because it was reading the comma as well. So to fix this, I had to bypass different validations if another validation happened. So that's up here. Whoop. So skipping the validation if the non-number input goes. And I also had to change the balance, so the get balance, back into the withdraw amount, which just changed it back into a number rather than a string. On the transaction history page, I decided to keep it fairly simple. I've got the timestamp as well as green for deposit, red for withdrawals. I've also added the option to change the text size. So I decided not to make a form component because I wanted to render my application differently depending on the login status and whereabout it was. And I liked putting a lot of the validation inside the form itself, so I could make use of the disable button features that Bootstrap gives. I hope you enjoyed my quick run through of my bad bank, and until next time.